gonna call this to order.
Okay.
I got some hard shoes to fill today, so work with me here.
Okay.
Councilman Austin, will you lead us?
Sure. Lord, we thank you for the opportunity to come together today to do the business of the Cherokee people. We ask for your supreme guidance, your supreme wisdom, and we ask that you always lead us in the right direction. Lord, we ask your blessing on all who enter here today. In your name, amen.
Okay, roll call.
Mayor. Rex Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
Theo Smith.
Here.
Bill England.
Honey.
Keith Austin.
Here.
Harley Bezer.
Here.
Joe Byrd.
Honey.
Sean Crittenden.
Hey.
Mike Dobbin.
Here.
Frankie Hargis. Present. Wanda Hatfield. Dick White.
Honey.
Mike Shambaugh. Mary Bakershaw. Honey. Denise Taylor. Here. Victoria Vasquez. David Walkenstick. Brian Warner.
Honey.
We have a quorum.
Okay. Need approval of the February minutes.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Now, we're gonna go to reports.
Bruce Davis.
Mr. Davis here, always here.
Good afternoon. How's everyone?
Hi, Bruce.
Busy time of the year for us. All the activities going on. We had a good topping out Friday, great basketball tournament, and a lot of other things going on. So if I can answer any questions for you, I'll be glad to try.
Bruce, on our pine trees,
Yes, sir.
oh, I know we got the $100,000 grant.
Yes, sir.
Has it come down yet?
No. I say no, but Harley, our plan's in place.
Okay, that's what I want to ask
Yes,
about.
yes.
What we, just briefly, kind of what
Okay.
we're planning on doing.
What we've, working with some logging experts and some of our natural resource people, we've decided to go in there. Those pine trees are planted about every 9 to 10 foot apart. It's been recommended that we go in there and thin them to every 30 foot apart. That would take out, say, leave one and take out two, and leave one and take out two. That gives us enough room to navigate with a brush hog and a tractor between them and clean up the undergrowth under those trees. So that's the plan right now, Harley.
And then what are we going to do with the log?
Well, that's the holdup right now, Harley. We don't have a market for them right now. So we've gone to Arkansas, northern Oklahoma, southern Oklahoma, trying to find a market, best price for our pine trees.
And, what I'd like to see, and I don't know if we could ever do anything like that, is take those pine trees and dry them out and build us a huge retreat log center there on those properties at some place. Go in there and take all those creeks and dam them up, put trout in it, put these little log cabins on them and lease them out. And I know that's more on the business side, but
Right.
we can't seem to get the business side to do anything within in our rural areas up here. And that's one thing that I've always thought that we could do up there. We've got the pine trees, we could certainly build a big log structure.
Mhm.
We got the pine trees to build those little pine cabins. We've got water that we could dam up and make horseback riding trails up there like we got down south.
Sure.
Dam them up, put trout in there and have fisheries in there and get people to come out and do that for recreation. But I'm not a CMB board of directors, so I can't direct where their money's gonna go. But those are some visions that I'd like to see the Cherokee Nation do, is go out and prevent and help to get jobs for real people up here.
Right.
It's just kind of like the old laundromat in Jay. It took 3.5 years for the board of directors to ever decide to get, okay, well, maybe we can do it. The thing of it was with them, it wasn't a high-tech paying job. I said, well, I really didn't care. We'd like to have a high-tech job, but we need jobs for our people out there that need jobs. And this thing that I'm talking about, it would certainly employ people, but anyway, that's what I want to get back to the pines. I wish we
Okay.
could have a plan to do something and dry them out and get people to build us a large log building up there. We got buffalo up there just running wild, and we really don't have a big plan for them, but we need to do something up there that, we got the land and got the fencing, got the water, we got everything up there, but it's just there.
And the vision, Harley, you got the vision.
And the other thing is the Sling Courthouse. It just, every time I talk about that, I get aggravated. We've been trying to do this for 15 years. We can spend $100 million on some development up there, and we can't spend $50,000 to fix the Sling Courthouse. That's a tourist draw up there, but, you know, here again, I'm not on the board of directors of CNE, so I can't decide where their money's gonna go, but we need somebody that has some vision for the rural part of the people, the rural Cherokees here in rural Cherokee Nation. But anyway, that's my rant for today.
Okay.
Thanks.
Anybody else?
I'll kind of piggyback with Harley on this. I think we've brought a few things in, and I think it's really time to maybe start looking at an arm of the agricultural section on what we do and some of those things. I mean, I would be definitely for it. We've looked at the aquaponics. We're talking about logging. We're talking about, you know, a whole bunch of different things. There's a lot of different avenues. We brought in the Trey Ratliff on the branded beef, and there's other things that we're looking at. So I think that needs to be taken into serious consideration and looking at, do we need a little sector, an arm for agriculture, and where would we put it and how would we do it? But I mean, I think it's time. I just want to kind of throw that out there.
Good point.
Thank you.
I have a question. Would it be possible for your division to work with, if this exists at Sequoia, an FFA program? A Future Farmers Association program? I hope I'm saying that right. To where they can get some experience. I mean, this is unique. This is something you wouldn't get in a typical FFA program, but I think it would be very applicable.
I'm kind of familiar with FFA programs.
I would almost bet so. Are they already rotating with your
Well,
division?
they have a forestry section in their program, and so they study forestry, and usually they do go out to the different areas and study trees and some of those conservation districts and areas, and so that's good. But and I'm a proponent of FFA for Sequoia. I'll just tell you, I would love to have it up here. So that's a good point, Mary, and we'll look into that for you.
Thank you.
You
I
bet.
just think there's a lot of learning opportunities
There
for
are.
our kids.
Yes, ma'am. I want to make one other point, if it's okay. In having some logging gentlemen come out and look at our pine trees, we discovered that the pine needles might be worth more than the trees because they are harvesting them and baling them and shipping them overseas, and people that have them are making money. So that's another avenue that we're going to look at because we pulled it up on the internet, and a small bale of those things are bringing like $80. That's a lot of money. So, you know, that's just another something about the pine trees.
What they do with it?
They use them for mulch. They don't rot and they don't change color, and you don't have to replace them. Yeah.
Yes, speaking of pine needles,
Yes, ma'am.
two things in art that they use them for is, of course, pine needle baskets.
Mhm.
The Cherokees don't typically do that traditionally, but it is an art form that's very popular. Also, in pottery, my mom lived on 10 acres at Bonita that had big pine trees, and that's what we gathered to use for fuel to blacken pottery.
Mm.
And it would take, I would go out to her house and collect the big black garbage sacks full,
Mhm.
and it would take me about 1.5 of those to do one firing. So there's an application for those just in the art field too. So if we could have a place where maybe some artists that wanted to gather them,
Right.
because not everybody has land and not everybody has pine trees on their land, so
Sure.
that's something else we could do.
That's great. Yeah, good point.
Thank you.
Just a thought, something else that we might find as a potential source of revenue is the pine cones.
Yes, ma'am.
I know at Christmas time, a lot of people who don't have access to them are spend a lot of money on that very thing. And that's just another thought for future income source.
Sure. Yeah.
Make squirrels mad, but
Yeah.
anyone else?
Last time we were at Bull Hollow,
Yes, sir.
I was talking to some of the staff, and we were going to look at the beef market again.
Yes, sir.
And we were going to hold off on leasing some 300-400 acres of land. I talked to our real estate area, Miss Ginger back there.
Yes, sir.
And we're supposed to be looking at, well, how many head of cattle would that support? 300, 400 acres there. And that's what we were looking at. So when you guys get that study done, bring it back to us and we'll go another round. I know
Okay.
Trey Ratcliffe came to us with one proposal.
Right.
And we have some litigation out there that's national called Keep Seagull. There's like $340 million left from a $760 million lawsuit. And they're holding it right now, and that thing is supposed to be released probably this year. And it's going to be left to tribes, nonprofit, and that's an area that we really need to keep our pulse on if we're going to start some type of ag program here at Cherokee Nation. That's what it was set up for.
Right. Right.
And Sarah, you might keep us informed on that. Keep Seagull, okay?
Sir.
All right, thank you.
I know last time some members on the council got the ball rolling on that branded beef program.
Yes, sir.
And I know you guys are well versed in it. What is our, I mean, are we just gonna talk about this, or are we actually gonna try to do it, or like is this gonna be a plan of action, or are we just gonna talk about it?
Well, so far, Stick, I'll be honest with you, we just talked about it.
Yeah.
And it takes money to get something started. And so all we need is the money. That's what I've said several times.
Was that one of the variables that held this plan back last time, was the financing it, or?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, sounds like we need to maybe talk to our business board, and since this is going to be a business venture / service to our people, that we need to maybe visit with them and see if it's something they may want to entertain. The one thing I do know is this branded beef program that we talked about was going to hurt the livestock auctions and the auction barns due to the tribe coming in to a person's place and offering them over a premium price to buy this animal that we did the what's it called, the when you breed the grade A bull with one of their animals, what's it called, UT or
AI?
AI.
AI,
That's
okay.
the acronym, AI.
Okay.
And so anyways, I knew that was going to take away from the livestock, because they're not taking their animal to the livestock to sell, that because we're coming in on the property to buy the animal, and then we're shipping it to our stockyards to fatten up and get ready to be put on the shelf. So anyway, we'll just have to visit with the board and try to find a way to get financing for that.
That'd be great, Stick. Just let us know.
All right, thank you, Bruce.
You bet.
All right, thank you, Chair.
It's always funny, the answer is money, and
It is.
anybody else? All right, always enjoy your report.
You bet. Thank you.
Well done. Andrew Brown Reed. Real estate.
Good afternoon. You have my report in front of you. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to address them.
You want?
I was just gonna ask, do the resolution for the trust land need to go to council tonight?
The one that is on the,
Yeah, that would
yes,
happen, too.
that would be great, yes.
I just wanna make sure
Yes,
before we get
yes,
that.
ma'am.
Get those pretty pictures I sent you the other day?
We
It
did,
was pretty, yeah.
we did.
They
Uh-huh.
wasn't of me or anything.
They were of me. No.
it's a pretty location, isn't it?
Yes, those are, yes.
I got some pretty ones.
Anybody want to follow that?
Yeah, well. Thank you, Ginger.
Good job.
Thank you.
Tom?
I will take questions from either report. If you have any questions about Tom's report, I'll do my best to answer them, or if I can't find answers for you. This month, with the beginning part of the month, from your point of view, from the last time I was here, we had a visit from the Oklahoma Department of Environmental Quality. The director came down, their head lawyer, the lawyers of some of their other divisions, they call them the media, air, water. They came down. Several of their division heads from those media came down. So we had a big crew of people, probably about 15 people from the leadership from DEQ came down to visit us. We invited them down to talk about our environmental program. We work with a lot of their departments, but they don't always have an opportunity. The leadership does not always have an opportunity to learn about tribal programs and all of the work that we do. And it's good to have those partnerships because there's a lot of things that we do that we need DEQ's help. And sometimes DEQ needs our help because of the way Oklahoma is. So it was good to get those relationships strengthened. And our EPC came and our Environmental Protection Commission came and visited with them as well. So that was a really successful meeting. We co-sponsored an archery event this time. Fish and Wildlife Association did. We had 26 schools. There were over 300 kids there, so it was a really great event. Windy, but nice out, and the kids had a good time running around playing and doing their event. It was a really huge success. We have coming up this month, we're going to be doing a demo with an electric bus. We're still working on our Volkswagen, awaiting decision on our Volkswagen application. But some of the electric buses are going to be in the area, so we're going to have a look at some of the new electric bus technology that they have to see how we can work that into our programs. And that's been, aside from some other speaking engagements and the other projects that we always have going on, that's been what's been going on this month. Also, in case you haven't heard, there's been an almost $500,000 grant through the National Science Foundation. And it's going to be a new project that's being run through Dr. Clint Carroll from the University of Colorado at Boulder. He's a Cherokee citizen, and he wrote the grant. And it's going to be a new opportunity for students to sort of apprentice with the medicine keepers, who are the people who are the language and the traditional ecological knowledge keepers of the Cherokee Nation. So that will be a multi-year opportunity for them. They'll be working about 10 hours a week with the elders, working in the garden, working on Cherokee language, also learning about Western science, and learning all of those different sorts of things. So that's a really unique opportunity for people to learn these traditional skills of the Cherokee Nation and to learn more about traditional plants in the Cherokee Nation. So I'd really advise you to let anyone that you know in your communities have a strong interest in that to contact and maybe see about becoming one of those apprentices. That's a really great opportunity. And I'm really grateful to Dr. Carroll from the University of Colorado he just continues to make great strides and create new ways for Cherokee Nation to flourish. And I appreciate all of his efforts and the medicine keepers who kindly have agreed to participate in this. Happy to answer any questions if I can.
Yes, thank you. Well, is that just a one-time grant or is it ongoing?
I believe it's a pilot project for now, and so it'll go on for several years. So this will be a sort of a one-time opportunity for now.
Oh, okay, and do you have any contact information or a website?
There's a website. It's knowingtheland.edublogs.org. But there's a story about it at the Cherokee Phoenix. So if you find this, it will have more information about it. And it has the website and everything on this. So you can get more information there. Or if you have people who want to know more about it, I would be happy to put them in contact with Dr. Carroll. You can give them my information.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yes. Sarah, I see here where it says that you all distributed lead-based paint certification applications. Do we have those applications also for mold?
I don't believe we do. We have treatment as state for doing this lead-based paint certifications, but I don't know about them. I know we don't have treatment as state for a mold certification. I don't think that one exists, but we do mold testing.
We do mold testing. Can you explain to us how we would have someone go about getting the mold testing done at their residence? Sure.
So people who are NAHASDA eligible, there is NAHASDA funding to do those mold tests, so they can contact our indoor air quality folks at environmental programs. And they could probably also talk with housing, but they can use those NAHASDA dollars to do mold testing if they're NAHASDA eligible citizens. If you're not NAHASDA eligible, we don't have a block of funding to do mold testing beyond that NAHASDA dollar. So right now our indoor air testing is limited to NAHASDA eligible citizens.
Would you like to share with everyone what a HOSTA eligible citizen is?
It's just really a income guideline, and Gary Cooper knows way more than I do about such things. But they have to meet certain income guidelines, and I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but I do know they have to be NAHASDA eligible.
Thank you for that.
Big Bird?
Yes, did we have input in that national farm bill? Or did we need to have input?
There's been a big group of tribes who've been working together on coming up with comments, and we've been engaged with them a little bit, talking through that. And I feel like that's a pretty good effort that's been going together. We haven't written any comments or anything yet on the farm bill, but that's something that we're looking at.
Okay, all right, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Anyone else?
Sarah, do you have dates set for the Oklahoma Conservation training yet?
I do not have any dates yet from them. I know they're going to have, I spoke with Mr. Fraley, and he said they were definitely going to have one in Tahlequah, and I offered to host it here at Cherokee Nation and to help them maybe do some interesting things here to see the seed bank and do other things like that. But I haven't heard on a date yet. As soon as I hear, I'll let you know.
Anyone else? We appreciate it.
Thank you as always.
Yes, no old business? New business? Got the resolution there. You need to read that, Frank?
This is a resolution authorizing the placement of land in trust, Lancaster, 160 acres. I move for its approval and that it move to full council tonight.
There you go there, Frank.
Second.
So, Ginger, could you kind of tell us what's going on with this? Yes, we're just bringing it to the table to put it, an application for deed of trust. This 160 acres is located in the Peavine area. They're in Stillwell, and no plans for it, but it is a large piece of property.
Where's that at?
I do, north of it's in East Peavine. I know that he knows where East Peavine is, suburb of East Peavine.
But it's on the east side of the highway?
It's on the east side of the highway, back behind your folks, back in that area behind the folks. We received it from Miss Lancaster just about a year ago.
So it was a gift?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And it's just unspoiled land, I mean, it's just like pasture land, or?
Most of it's timberland.
Okay.
Some pasture land that we may ultimately be able to put it on an ag lease.
Okay. All right, that's all I have.
What about building houses and stuff? Can you-
It's way back up in there. I don't know that for sure, but we could sure check that out.
You know what family that is, Frankie? I mean, Lancaster.
They weren't from Stillwell. They had a long, I forget where they were from, but then she currently lived in Texas, but her husband had purchased it just as a business venture, and they were not from around there.
I trotted on all that.
Yeah.
Mike, you want to read the vote? Okay, let's vote. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Now we'll go to the next one, Mike.
This is a resolution authorizing the transfer of Cherokee Nation trust lands to mutual health home participants in trust. I believe this is in the Kenwood area, and I put that in the form of a motion. If you want to explain.
Second.
Yes, this has been paid off. It's mutual health home. It's been paid off. The participants had selected to take it into trust as opposed to fee.
I got a question.
Okay.
Now, Ginger, will this land stay in trust status once it's turned over to these people?
Yes, unless they at some point apply to take it out of trust.
So it will stay on trust.
Yes, yes, sir.
Thanks, Doc.
Ginger, but how many of these have we done?
I'd have to look. We've done several, especially within the past couple of years.
That's
that you all
good.
have approved.
That's
them.
good that they have that.
Yes.
I know the option was there. We
Uh-huh.
just weren't doing it there for years.
Right.
Okay.
We're doing a lot of backlog
Good.
items.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Questions? You got motions?
Anything else? All right. The next meeting scheduled for Monday, April 16th. Got to vote. Let's vote.
All in favor?
I'm fine. We do it fast. didn't we?
All in favor?
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
All right, the next meeting is going to be Monday, April 16th at 2 o'clock.
Okay, you did good, Mr. Chair.
Want to do this? Thank you.